So personally, I was part of the ideation phase with coming up with the story itself. I also did script writing. I played one of the main characters, and I also wrote the music that was the soundtrack for the audio project. I think like even the story we wrote was about two young ladies who have just finished university, and so the story is built around their experiences on their graduation days, both in Nairobi and Coventry, happening simultaneously, and the sort of the anxieties that come with graduation, how graduating from uni does not really reflect what your career path could be, and the fact that even the things you study in uni might not be relevant at all moving forward. And I guess for me that was really personal because as a creative and somebody who's like a musician and passionate about creating, the course that I'm doing in undergrad that I'm also just about to finish is not reflective of, let's say, my career vis-a-vis my passion. So it was a really personal story for me. So in my group, I worked with two other people from Coventry, and safe to say, I definitely feel like those relationships we built are solid, and the friendships were definitely the highlight of the project, even beyond the work itself. They've given us a big audience. Yeah, that because like if you need to hire like marketers and like a social media team, and because of the size of the institution and the establishment itself, it's given us yeah, just a lot of airtime and airplay across the globe. So that's pretty exciting, and also the goodwill that comes with the, and the sort of, yeah, the way people believe in the British Council. It's sort of like a stamp of approval. I just had a lot of fun, and like I'm really not the same person that I came in as, and I feel like even like I have more to offer even to like my community and like my friends. My stories are more interesting now and stuff. So yeah, it was a lot of fun.
The international relationships that we've made have been something I really almost didn't expect, because coming onto the program I really expected it to be in a kind of professional capacity, but actually working with these people for 6, 7, 8 months, you become friends with them and you talk about different things and you get in group chats and you send each other messages and memes and random things, and actually after months and months of working, I've been really privileged to like be able to call these people my friends and be messaging them, and that's an opportunity that I would have never had if I wasn't on this program. I would love to visit Nairobi. I feel like Nairobi would be an amazing place to visit, and I'm really jealous of anyone who's been there, and I would absolutely jump at the chance to work with everyone in the cohort again, definitely. I think that's what makes this project special, is that you have these two perspectives, but combined by not just the friendships we've made, but this professional environment that we've constructed together. And that's what's so important about this project, this togetherness that we've crafted over months. Um, Working with British Council has been a real privilege, actually, to kind of get to know some of the people that work there and actually engage with some of the work that they do, not just in Britain, but obviously in British Council East Africa and elsewhere. Just having that knowledge of what they do, and kind of having that in the back of your mind that this is where this project can go. These are the avenues that you can explore in the future. It's been really nice to have conversations with people that work there, have that confidence that this great institution that produces so much great work across the globe, across the world, is almost supporting us, like our little tiny corner, our little tiny project is being supported and being enriched and developed by these people. So it's been really.
I'm not from Beirut, but I am of Lebanese origins, and I was in this unique position of studying Arabic literature in Lebanon, which I believe is the greatest conduit for understanding Arabic and Lebanese societies through literature. So, I think I have this unique lens, and I was at that point when I heard about this about what Youthful City was doing. Um, I was personally wrestling with a lot of issues that, as all the youth were in Lebanon, because Lebanon is in a state of utter crisis. So I felt like I had to respond artistically as an emerging artist, and so this opportunity to collaborate and be provincial and historicize the crises of Lebanon, but also connect to a wider network to artists that were in the UK that also were facing some of the same generational and perhaps perennial questions, was just an opportunity that was too good to pass down, and I felt really lucky to be able to participate. We're going to put together an event where we showcase our film. I mentioned earlier that there's this festival that we were working towards, and ultimately what we did was we produced a short film. So the coming month we'll be hosting an event where we show this film to it's going to be open to the public, and then we're going to use that as a space to continue a discussion. So that's one example of how our group is working together, and then there's some individual collaborations with other artists from the team that I've been working with. Certainly not. The British Council was the beating pulse of the project, if you will. I mean, they're the resources and the network that connected us and that made this possible, and that provided the resources, like I said, to make the brainstorming period so enriching. One thing they supported was a budget to be able to bring in artists to come and speak on Zoom. So because we were not able to all meet in person, even in Beirut, we were all able to be connected. We created this virtual space, and so it was really important to keep this space afresh by bringing in different artistic voices, and that was something that was really cool. Is having a guest artist for several subsequent weeks come, and we had a British poet who presented. Then we had a Lebanese famous writer and journalist and translator come and talk, and various other creatives. So that was just one example of the resources the British Council provide for us that I think opened my perspective and made me a more aware and thoughtful artist. It made me a more serious writer. It made me a more unabashed artist. To be with a group of young people who are just so unabashed and so forthcoming about their own positionalities as artists, and trying to make meaning of this really utterly chaotic world in a maybe not a beautiful way, but in a way that at least can resonate and that can speak to different cultures and peoples was a powerful experience. And I don't think I've ever been in an environment with people who have been as serious and as dedicated to writing and to art as I am. The experience on a whole was very positive. I think one reason why it was so positive was because in hindsight it allowed us to learn on sort of some mishaps along the way. And so I think if we had been more transparent from the very beginning of our rules and what we were comfortable about, and if you really have these honest conversations with the team from the beginning, it would have prevented some of the sort of procrastination and sort of last minute attempts to try and put everything together. So if we had from the very beginning sort of known of the boundaries, known of each other's limits and zones of comfort, and were more transparent, I think it would have yielded an even more powerful video. Albeit what we've produced is something that I'm proud of, and I think everyone on the Beirut and Coventry team, and we'll leave it to the viewers as well to sort of decide on the final product.
Yeah, I would say so. I think I've definitely took spray painting up more than I would have before. Um, Even the idea around it, with it being art and not just graffiti, it has also kind of pushed me because I've always been creative all from school, but I've never really took that as the forefront of who I am or what I do. Whereas now I feel like instead of having it as such as a hobby, it's something that I could potentially bring more up into my life as to what I do. So there's more, and to be fair, this whole project as a whole has made me realise there's actually a lot of creative people in Coventry who have a career or a job that's completely surrounded by this creative industry, and whether it's owning like the spray painting shop or they do odd jobs every here and there. It's just something that I didn't realise that was there was as much of that in Coventry as there actually is. Well, I think it will continue. I don't think it will be quite as intense. Like we were talking quite a lot, video chat. We've got a group chat where we're constantly swapping creative ideas, whether it was something that they'd personally done or something that they'd seen. Um, but it will definitely continue because we all have each other on Instagram and seeing what they do on a daily basis. Because it's like I said, it's quite a vibrant scene over there. When you get to see how they're creating these different things and these different projects that they're doing, it's quite interesting, and we're always interacting on there. I also know that a lot of the people from Bogota wanted to come here. We It was supposed to be part of the plan, but during COVID there wasn't supposed to be traveling. But I know that is still something that we want to do, even going over there as well. So I do think that it will continue.